This video shows the Randomizer tool in Cambridge Primary Maths Toolbox. When you open your toolbox, this is the screen that you will see. On our left we have a floating toolbar. If you grab it, you can drag it to anywhere you like on the screen. The toolbar consists of a number of toolboxes, so for instance this one is the fractions toolbox. Today we're going to be looking at the Randomizer tool, and that's in the probability toolbox, and it's the one that has the number 6 on it. So I'm just going to click it. Now I've got a choice between numbers between 0 and 9 and numbers between 1 and 9. For this exercise we're just going to look at numbers between 1 and 9. So I'm going to tell it OK, and a number appears on the screen. Now I can move it to wherever I like, and if I click at the bottom left you'll see that there's a spinny cube. If I click on it I get a random number. And you could use this with your class as it is to look at things like odd and even numbers. That's why I haven't included the 0, to avoid complications. With older ones, if I wanted to do reading out what the number is, I could put in some more numbers. I'm going for 0 to 9 this time because I can include the number 0. Usually with the leading number, the first number to the left, I tend to use 1 to 9 so we don't get numbers starting with 0. So tell it OK, put that one next to the original number, join it up, there we go. And now if I click, and I can get them to read out the number. So 12, 10, and you can talk yet again about odd and even and all the other things you talk about with numbers as they get older, things like square numbers, etc. And you can do this with as many different numbers as you like. So if I wanted to do it with 4-digit numbers, all I'd have to do is click there. I'm going from 0 to 9 again, click another one, 0 to 9, and then just put these up with the original 2, and now they've got to be able to read 4-digit numbers out loud. Very good practice for their numbers, and you can also obviously get them to write the numbers down. And if I click randomize, you'll see that we'll get a different number every time. So we can put it up on the screen with yesterday's number and say, OK, today's number is, and they have to write the number down. Now let's have a look at some other things that we can do with this. I've prepared a couple, so let's have a look at this. Here I put in the times sign and the equal sign just from the keyboard. To do that, if I go into the pen tool, click on text, little text box will appear, and I can put in whatever it is I want and then move it to the appropriate place on the page. So very easy to set up a string of sums like this. Once you've done it once, you don't have to do it again. So I could set up a page. I've only put 4. We could use 12, 20, whatever it is you want to do. And if I click on one of the numbers, as you can see there's no randomizer tool here at the moment. Let me click on one of the numbers and you'll see the randomizer spinner. Click on it and you'll see that they all spin. And you can choose either whether to include the zeros as you saw or to leave the zeros out. So every day you can put up a series of different small multiplication sums, addition sums, whatever it is you want to do. Another idea is looking at divisibility tests. Now I know these aren't on the primary syllabus, but they combine adding up and division. So let's do something simple, which is divisibility by 3. Now the first thing we need to tell them is if a number is divisible by 3, then if we add up the digits, the answer is divisible by 3. So what they've got to do is add up the digits. In this case we've got 1 and 2 is 3, 2 is 5, 3 is 8, 2 is 10, 2 is 12. Is 12 a number that's divisible by 3? Well, they should know that from their tables, but if they don't, they can add the digits together of the 12. 2 and 1 makes 3, and that's certainly going to be a multiple of 3. So this whole number 122322 can be divided by 3. You need to make the number reasonably long. Remember to make sure that the first number here is not a 0, so choose that in the randomizer as 1 to 9. The rest can be chosen from 0 to 9. And then the next day when you want a different one to practice on, just click, and that yet again they have to add it up and decide whether or not it's divisible by 3. So it's a useful exercise in adding up 6 numbers, 5 numbers, however many numbers you choose to put on the screen, or you could put up groups of 3 numbers, randomize them and ask them which of those are divisible by 3. Obviously, the same divisibility test works for numbers divisible by 9. If we add the digits, if it's divisible by 9, then the whole number itself is divisible by 9.